RBL Music exclusive.
I grew up like a savage. I remember that time, and I remember how much of an influence y'all had. I remember thinking, Ruthless by Law, how crazy that was. Niggas with an attitude, you know what I'm saying? Public Enemy. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of the rebelliousness of the culture and how things looked aesthetically, and knowing that y'all was from San Francisco. It was really like my introductions to what a San Francisco street nigga was. Cause I just didn't know. Like, I had no reason to come to the projects in San Francisco.
Right.
I've been there, but it probably was somebody making a play or something. I was just in the car.
Right.
I don't know why I was there. You know, this shit looked dangerous though.
Exactly.
These niggas got. I know.
We got a lot of projects in Frisco.
Yeah, and I know none of our projects ain't on heels.
Yeah.
Why is these niggas shit on heels? Why is we going to these big ass? What is this shit? You know what I mean?
Real
We didn't
talk.
even took a detour coming through Candlesticks. My daddy used to think shit like that was funny. Like, shit, boy, these niggas over here.
Yeah,
like,
that
get
double
the fuck
rock
up out
and
of
shit.
here, man. Fuck we over here doing?
Real
you know what
shit.
I'm saying? But that time for me was influential. Like just that music was crazy. Like, all my friends, like, I think when y'all shit was out, honestly, bro, like, it wasn't nothing popping. Like, we wasn't fucking with nothing else.
Hey, nothing else. That's
nah,
we
like,
got
we
love,
fucking with this
bro.
right now.
We got love from the O, and I think we was probably the first group out of Frisco that really got love like that. Besides Forte being on Too Short, Don't Fight the Feeling. But even IMP, you might have probably dabble of a little bit of I'm Rolling or something, maybe Scandalous here and there.
Scandalous was it in Oakland, but
they fucked with us. Like, our album, like, they really fucked with us.
The album was slapping front to back.
Yeah,
like, it was
man.
no. You know what I'm saying? To me, it was that album was so clean to me and so raw.
Real shit.
And then I got to see the visuals, so it was like, damn, these niggas is who they say they is. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
What did that change for the city for y'all? Because I feel like it did miracles for y'all as individuals and staples in our game. What did it do for San Francisco though?
Man, I think it just showed that it was another way out. It created like opportunities, because now you start seeing a lot of groups start appearing, from the GRPs, the GLPs, the RTDs, the 11-5s, the UDIs. You see a lot of initial groups start popping up too. Everybody started thinking it'd be like a RBL. I started noticing a lot of that, man, and I loved it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of them were, they knew me, they respected me, they already knew my reputation from the block to the booth. So it was like, man, Black was already one of them young dudes
for sure
in the neighborhood, and now he doing it like, I didn't even know this motherfucker rap. Like, I just came out of nowhere. So it kind of, it helped, and it put us on the map. It kind of helped us gain respect, because, Frisco was only known for Castro District. You know what I mean? When you talk about the city, that's all you knew was that other side. And that's what we wanted to know, because a lot of times when dudes used to go places, they used to kind of be ashamed a little bit to say they was from Frisco. They just, were you from Bay Area? Or Oakland?
Yeah,
and then, if it wasn't Oakland, you was soft. You know what I mean? It was like they didn't respect no surrounding cities, really. So
niggas had no idea.
Yeah. It was like, if you weren't from Oakland, nigga, we don't respect you. It's not, Frisco, that's a
tourist
tourist town.
That's what they found out.
Exactly. So it switched it up to where our album kind of gave them a little insight on that other side. You know what I mean? That dark side, that urban side. So I think it really put us on the map, man. And it gave a lot of people that Frisco pride to this day. It's a lot of motherfuckers who really rep this shit. You know what I mean? My Latino community out there, they who thriving like a motherfucker. They love it.
That's
you
real
know what
talk.
I mean? So
one thing about the niggas I seen, I think the highest it said Frisco black population was 11, 12, 13%, man. And it went down to like 3 now.
Is that right?
Yeah,
a number, I don't know. I probably believe that with the gentrification shit, like, and all these 3%. Motherfuckers. Yeah, it's ugly.
But I think more so because they talking about reparations now, and I think more so for what like they did as far as like the freeway shit, the public domain shit through Filmo and the projects and the chemicals they left around and all that
fucking
shit
in the Navy Yard is
that shit was fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Infected down there. Yeah,
but niggas always still held strong in San Francisco. Like
held strong.
it's still like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they hanging
like
on.
the niggas that's there.
Yeah, they
like,
hanging on.
The motherfuckers, if you want to hang out at Salesforce, you gonna deal with some niggas though. You gonna walk down these streets and they gonna try to sell you some weed. Another crazy motherfucker gonna yell at you and nigga gonna be yelling in your ear this close.
Hey.
You just gotta act like you don't see him.
Real tough.
but like, you know, you didn't told the story so many times over and over, and it's like, you know, the part about, you know, like when we talk about the first part of the RBL legacy, you know, losing Mr. C, like he was innocent, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was,
and he didn't have nothing to do with nothing, and some shit had occurred that day, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I heard D folks really explaining it, you know what I'm saying? And he was passionate about it, want motherfuckers to know, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it'd be important.
Exactly.
But you in a group, you know, beyond this being your man, like, this your partner, like, and, you know, the book says, I think it's in the book, is like, motherfuckers don't realize he was my nigga just as long as his rap career was.
Right. Real talk.
You forget, like what?
He
he didn't grow up with me. Like
he
we
came
ain't
there in 91, 92. As soon as I started working on the album, so as long as he was there doing it since the album, like I said, he was only there probably months before I went in and started working on the album.
And he was with you every day.
Every day though, he was with me, and he was like, even though he a year behind me, he was a couple years behind me. He really looked up to me. That was my little brother, like, and man, he was just the coolest, man, funniest dudes you could meet, man. That's what I said. He really didn't deserve that shit, and that's what really fucked me up. You know what I mean? That, you know, so many of us who've been doing all types of shit around there, and it's like Mr. C is the one that got taken. You know what I mean? It just really fucked me up. I couldn't believe it. It was one of those things. It was like, damn, and I felt guilty because, you know, even me knowing his mom and them, and I'm like, and like he was up there with me, you know what I mean? So I felt responsible, like, you know what I mean? I had to look out, and it's like these dudes I grew up with, and practically, you know, damn near some of them I like grew up with, and some I raised, the younger dudes who we starting to fall out with. It's just like a total slap in the face. It just was a disrespect, and it just killed me, man. You know, just to the point where it's like I didn't know what the fuck to do. It's like, damn, I'm caught between people who I grew up with, and I know them. I love these dudes, but then I love my nigga. He, you know, I've been knowing them longer than I know him, and you know, so I was going through some shit, bro, some head shit that it was just fucking with me, man. It was like, damn, if, you know, I go do something to one of them, and I know they mamas, and it's like we all been around each other for over 15, 20 years. You get what I'm saying? And it's like he only been around maybe 5, but it's a strong 5 though. You know what I'm saying? It was a strong 5 every
when
day.
You really rocking with somebody and you fuck with them.
Yeah, it's different, bro. It was different. So yeah, man, it was just one of those things, man, that it fucked me up for a minute, and it made me solid and stronger though, man. And now, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, it fucked up the trust with a lot of motherfuckers too, though. You know, even just moving forward, meeting new motherfuckers, and motherfuckers like, yeah, I want to sign on your label. I want to be. It's just hard for me to trust and just accept new motherfuckers that I don't really know. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel that.
So yeah, man. But you know, rest in peace, my boy, man. That's what I said. You know, keep me motivated to keep this torch going. You know what I mean?
Sir.
Keep the torch lit.
Yes, sir. Because he definitely he gonna always shine in that legacy. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I like D folks in on the live performances, man.
It was only right. It was only right.
You know what I'm saying? I like that. It's the legacy. It's still true to what it is.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
It's still family. It's still, You know what I mean? That's a perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect. And plus, he used to be the one with us on stage. He didn't,
Right.
We used to have to take a mic from him sometime because, you know, sometimes he didn't know the words right or whatever. But he was always that third man on the stage with me and Mr. C. So it was only as soon as he got out of YA, he fell right in because when the album first dropped, D-Folks was in YA.
Yeah.
He was up in Carl Houghton.
Okay.
You know, knocking out 3 years. So when he came home right when it was about to bubble, like the end of 92 going into 93. So he fell right in, couldn't wait because he was like, he used to be at YA. We go visit. He like, bruh, I keep telling everybody, man, you my cousin. They don't believe like I know I'm part of RBL. I keep
right. Oh yeah, he was big capping to them niggas. You know, I was in YA. I already know that.
He playing more like an orgy. He talking. That's my name right there.
This nigga always talking about he in RBL. Nigga, how you and why you in here with us? Man?
Exactly.
Nigga say some dumb shit to him. About to get him some more time.
Right. Exactly. I had to go up there and visit him a couple times. He like, man, these LA niggas don't believe it. So I had to go up there and see him a couple times. And he had to stun on him and shit. Like, man, this Black Sea right here.
Yeah, that's dope, though. Yeah, because I know, you know, them niggas cherished them tapes in there. YA back then, them niggas had cigarettes, pornographic magazines. Like, what the fuck going on?
Even that log cabin, we had cigarettes. I had to think, I said, damn, we was 16, 17. They let us buy cartons of cigarettes.
What the fuck?
And bring them up here. We young motherfuckers. I'm up there with cartons of Newports in my locker.
That's crazy.
Like, man, as soon as I left, they shut all that shit. They had to wait. Oh, we gotta wake up. We gotta shut this shit down for we
go down.
Some lawsuit shit about to pop off. For real.
That's dope. But I really like deep folks in that position. You losing Mr. C and continuing the RBL legacy and, like, you know, even adding Hitman, because you put out a Hitman solo record that did very well.
Very well.
And you even said shit, you know, that shit turned me into that shit turned me into a homeowner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't the RBL money.
Right. It was that Hitman money.
It was that Hitman album money. Yeah, that independent money.
Independent money. Different. And then like adding Hitman to the group. How was that decision and why?
He really wasn't added. Well, he was added on the Eye for an Eye, and that was because of Craig Callerman. You know what I mean? Who, shout out Craig, who
still doing it. He signed. I think he got Simba.
Yeah, he the man at Atlantic Records right now. You know, and Big Beat was his label. That was his thing. As soon as he's, because really, we had a nice deal on the table, man. He had us set up. Man, if this thing would have cracked off, it would have been curtains. We for sure would be up there with them Outcasts and Mob Deeps and all that. That shit would have never happened. We ain't no telling where we'll be right now. I'd probably be owning all types of properties.
Even if it was modern times, because they would have marketed that shit different.
Oh, it would have been different.
They would have put a whole story
behind it. And the money that we had behind us, and, you know, I still would have been producing. I would have still had TC and Enhancer in them, and that next album would have been, all we would have spent on was probably features. You know what I mean? Probably got some bigger features because we really didn't care about even doing features. We wanted to see, want to gobble up the track ourselves. We was having fun with it. It was fun. You know what I mean? Like, we couldn't wait to get on a compilation. And who on a compilation? Like, we going in. We like trying to have the best song on that motherfucker.
Right.
Music was fun. We was having fun with it. So with that budget behind us, it was over with. You know what I mean? Especially having access to Aaliyah and them who was on there at the time. I think we had access. I think they were just now starting to like sign Fat Joe and them. T.I. was by the time I signed, they had brought in like T.I. and they had did deal with a lot of people, and he was asking me about all these features. So I know with me and Mr. C, it would have been crazy the features we would have had. Right. But yeah, that just going through that whole little process with Craig, man, Jim just having faith in me to move forward. He just like me, I'm gonna chop the budget in half. He's I know you the man behind everything. He said, because he was a diehard RBL fan when he came out to actually meet us and sat down with us, because we had Relativity, Def Jam, Priority. We had a few of them that was at us, but they were just talking through Jason, and Jason was trying to do an in a minute deal. He was using us to put everybody on. But Craig came out to see us and was like, you know, he trying to do an in a minute deal, and I just want to deal with y'all. I'm a fan of your work, your production. I love what you doing with Hitman. You know, I want to sign y'all. So once he let us know, we was like, oh no, we trying to do, we are by ourselves. We ain't trying to bring in a minute. He said, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna offer him a buyout. We just buy him out that third album that y'all owe him, and we gonna just go on and move forward with us. And then he showed us the numbers. We was like 100% with it. And it was like, yeah, we didn't want him to pay Jason, but we was like, you know, fuck it. If you got to give me money, like, man, don't even worry about it. You know, the sky's the limit. Once y'all get away from him, don't even worry about it. So we end up chopping it in half. We still had to pay Jason, you know, like $75,000 just to buy up out of the thing. But then he ended up, after Mr. C died, he was just like, you know, I'm going to chop the money in half, but I still want to do a deal with you because you're the man behind the music. And how you feel about Hitman, you know, not necessarily taking his place, but actually, you know, kind of just filling that void, you know, because I feel like he got lyrics like Mr. C. I was like, yeah, nah, he dope. I'm like, you know, he was gonna be a part of it anyway. I said, but yeah, he can play a bigger role. I said, I don't mind that. He said, yeah, we ain't gotta have him on no contract, no paperwork, no nothing. We just sign you, and you know, you just, you know, place him how you want to place him. And I was just like, all right, I'm with it. So he was really the one that got me motivated because I was kind of in a slump and damn it, I didn't even want to do music no more. I ain't gonna even lie, I was just like on some man, fuck this shit type shit.
Right.
And just revenge and all type of shit going through my head, all these emotions. And after talking to him, I was just on some success gonna be the best revenge. Once I seen them dollar signs, and I was just like, man, I'm gonna kill these motherfuckers with just success and just showing these motherfuckers like, y'all should have stayed fucking with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I end up doing, you know, and end up going over there and getting with Mike Mosley and all them. And I would say that album is a Rick Rock album, really. You know what I mean? Shout out my boy Rick Rock.
Shout out Rick Rock.
You know, and Mike Mosley too for putting us with Rick Rock. Because he could have hated. He could have been like, you know, when I went to go see Mike Mosley and get some beats from him, and everything he was playing, he was like, oh shit, that's Rick Rock right there. He's like, man, look like you picking all Rick Rock beats. He's like, I'm just gonna put you in here with Rick Rock. He called Rick Rock in. He like, bro, he picking all your beats. Y'all might as well work together.
Shout out Mike Mosley, man.
Yeah, he did. He didn't even hate, man. He showed love. He left out the studio and left me and Rick Rock and us in there, man. We was off to the races, man. Love him to death, man. That boy started putting together some hits for us. You know what I mean?
How did the casual fan accept Hitman? Was they just totally aware, or did it because he could kind of blend if you didn't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how albums and people and groups change over time anyway. I'm talking about as far as sound evolution.
I think they loved him because we kind of gave him a dose on the second album. You know, Hitman was on a few tracks, and it kind of set him up to where even after his solo album, because our album came out in '94, he was on a couple of our songs. They loved him from there. He was on doing shows with us, so they already considered him like the Batman to our, I mean, the Batman, that's our Robin. You know what I mean? So once we kind of put his album out in '95, he became a big dog itself. You know what I mean? They loved him. The youngsters was on him. So the fans kind of, the way I did it and kind of placed him, it was lovely. And it would have been the same thing even if Mr. C wouldn't have died. We'd have put him on a lot of tracks on that Eye for an Eye album, because I was always thinking I'm gonna use these platforms since they put money into the budgets and I'm, you know, getting radio play, they gonna do all this. I'm gonna use Hitman because I got him independent, and I'm just gonna go on and milk these budgets, set him up lovely. So when that money come, they get to offering money for the right way. You know, we'll have a nice situation because they're gonna be at Hitman.
Right.
You know, they're gonna definitely be at him. They ain't not gonna let this lyrical genius, you know, just roam independently like that. We got to offer this nigga some money.
For sure.
Yeah.
By the time y'all own what this, that would be the
third album. Yeah.
This where are you at with as far as like, because with Boobie and them, and the reason why I ask is because like after y'all take off, you know, some say it was the incident where they got left outside with the record release party.
Yeah.
I could see being a misunderstanding, but not enough to take it to where it ended up.
Right.
So would you just say that was the straw that broke the camel back?
Oh, yeah, that was the start. It was a bunch of little shit because it was just time, you know, because we had the block for years, me and my brothers and all of us, you know, it's like.
But he came, I mean, because here's one thing that I don't want to miss, right? And shout out to Boob. I don't want people to miss, like, and what my earlier point was about the entire San Francisco is about kicking in the door, because even like 11-5, they sound like for their first album, like if RBL was this, they sound like they polished RBL for the first album. These niggas sound crispy, like, and it's TC.
It's TC,
right?
And a lot of them was all in the studio, and we like a lot of them. We was making our shit. 11-5, UDI, Cold World Hustlers. They was all in the garage. That was all TC, little hangout homies that was hanging out up in there. So they seen us working. They seen me the way we was in there working and maneuvering. Right. So all them kind of, you know, got energy from that RBL album. You know, like all that bitch, I thought you. Right. It's a lot of them all in there singing. You know what I mean? Yeah, all that shit. Yeah.
And see. So what I'm saying that to say, as far as with Boobie and them, it was other shit attached to it. But you're right. You had the block for a long time. But one thing is like what a lot of rappers we see in the Bay Area go through now, right? Is success.
Right.
Nobody gives a fuck to because now it's even worse. But nobody gives a fuck about talking shit about you if you ain't popping.
Right.
Nobody gives a fuck about, like, so what I'm saying about that is the block thing is one thing, but Boob had came to you and said he wanted to start a label.
Yeah, I was helping him.
So automatically, no matter what he's thinking, and I wait till our interview to ask him what he was thinking, it was for sure niggas around him saying, "Oh, we gonna kill that RBL shit," because
of course,
that's the standard.
Yeah, niggas
that's
want
what
to be better than us.
You can touch that. A nigga might not tell you we gonna be better than that NWA shit because you don't know. You like, I don't.
Yeah,
but, nigga, I know Chris though.
Right.
Nigga, I know Black Chris. Nigga, that's I grew up with that nigga. Nigga.
See, I would say the other thing that kind of helped fuck it up was the Sugar Bear incident. That's really too, because Sugar Bear, he was dope as fuck during that time. That nigga was raw. You know, I give it to him. He had made the song Coming Up Out the Cuts on Herm compilation. The nigga was raw, and I thought I was putting him out. So he used to be with me all the time in the studio, me and Hitman. I was thinking he was supposed to be before Hitman album, the Solo Creep. That's what I'm in there working on stuff. Even though I got my 9-track was originally Sugar Bear song that I was making for him. Now I got my 9. So the third verse on there was really him. It was us, Sugar Bear song featuring us, really.
Okay.
But then, you know, I didn't have none of them on paperwork. No, NOH, Hitman, none of them. And he just came in one day and just like, Boob want to put me out. And I'm like, all this work I'm in here doing. I'm like, what you mean Boob want to put you out? You're like, yeah, I was just talking to Boob, and he want to put my album out. So, you know, I think I'm gonna let him gonna do it. I'm just like, to me, I'm like, nigga, what the fuck I've been doing this whole time? You know what I mean? So I'm like, what do you mean Boob finna put you out? I said, I thought I was putting you out. And he was just like, oh no, we never talked about it. But I'm like, nigga, it's the unspoken. I ain't said hit nothing to Hitman. Right. I ain't said none of these niggas. But nigga, I'm the only one out here with a label and, you know, doing the music. I'm just assuming that I'm putting you out, which he was right. We never talked about it. But I'm in here working on music with you. I'm thinking that I'm putting him out. So I was just like, all right, it's good. I said, you know, Boo could put you out. So after that day, you know, I let him know, nigga, I'm not fucking with you no more. You know, we damn near kicked him out like, nigga, we ain't fucking with you at all. You know, Sugar Bear can't come back in this motherfucker. But then Boo came and talked to me, but him being my cousin, you know, he like, man, but I'm gonna put him out. And, you know, I didn't know that y'all had something. I'm like, bro, that ain't, you know, it wasn't Boo's fault. He just like seeing a nigga tight. Right. And he like, nigga, I'm gonna put some money behind him and rally behind him. And I'm just like, nah, yeah, go on and do your thing. And he like, you know, bro, I want your assistance or whatever. And I was just like, you know, I really don't want to fuck with that nigga. Right. Just on how he did it. But just on you, I kind of help. So I started kind of giving him advice and shit. Him and Hitman did a song called Grave Digger, a dope ass song back then and all the shit. And, you know, they'd start working wherever they was working at. You know what I mean? They start trying to follow our blueprint, go to TC and Enhancer and all them and the whole nine. But that right there really was kind of split us up too.
Stay on blue. I'm just trying to stay racked up like you. Put an 8 in a 1 and do magic. Tryna stretch hair run like elastic. Eco-friendly drug dealer, I don't waste no plastic. Use all 4 corners of that baggie. All I ever wanted was a bankroll. So I pull up on Champ before the bank close. Say no to stank hoes and stank clothes. No paramedic pimpin', nigga, we don't save hoes.